Hey, little Tuesday action going on here. I'm in the car and I'm not recording a video because that wouldn't be brilliant. You know who I'm passionate about? I'm passionate about people who are passionate and ideally passionate about something that I'm even remotely interested in. And why is that so? Because passionate people tell great stories. Passionate people have great stories. Passionate people are not yet done. Passionate people want more. Passionate people are passionate about what they do. And the weird thing is, and I learned this a long time ago, but we seem to think that we want everybody to be passionate about that thing that we are passionate about. And yet at some point we usually learn that not everybody wants to be passionate about that thing, but that's okay. And in fact, not only is that okay, it's great, because we will find the people who are also passionate about the thing that we're passionate about. There's a lot of word passionate going on here. And let me add two more P words, and that would be perseverance and patience. I'm on the road here. I'm just leaving Austin, Texas. I'm heading down to Boerne, Texas, which is spelled Boerne, which in Dutch would be boer, Boerne. Boer is farmer. There's a lot of German influence down here. German, Dutch, whatever, Germanic. And what am I interested in? And this is why I'm recording this little Tuesday banter, because I don't talk a lot about this, especially not on my podcast or YouTube channel, but I will. I think I will talk more about it. I don't talk a lot about money, or as the classification I have it in my folders or in my ChatGPT project folder is wealth. And for one thing, I think wealth is health, or health is wealth, or both. But money, sort of, and what is that fun, passionate stuff? A lot, but by full disclosure, most of the things I do not earn me money. And I do them for heart reasons, for gut reasons, for passion reasons, frankly, because I need to, or I want to, or I enjoy it, or it just makes me feel good, like writing and creating and my YouTube channel, my podcast. I do it for me. I do it because I love doing it. I love creating. However, one needs to pay rent and such. And what I've been playing with lately, and you might just click stop on this podcast or YouTube channel if you hear this, but it's the stock market. And I've been following this guy. His name is Felix Prehn, Prehn. He has he has courses called the GOAT Academy. I guess it means greatest of all time. And it's all about investing. And he has a specific type of investing that I have really been enjoying. And I'm playing around with it. And this is one thing where the teacher in me wants to immediately teach. But I just hit pause, right, on his podcast. And I just hit pause at the point where he said, hey, find a coach. Of course, he means, indirectly, he means hire him, which I could recommend. Hire him. And he says, somebody with, he says, institutional experience. And by that, he means, banking or investment world, right? Not somebody, like me, who's just goofing around in the stock market and trying to learn stuff and earn a few bucks. So also, I like it. I think just to put it bluntly, the gambler in me kind of thinks it's fun. And Felix Prehn is all about, buy low, sell high. But he's really about, sort of buying at the right time, but he's more interested in selling at the right time. I thought that was very insightful, and I hadn't really heard that sort of perspective before, and I thought that was kind of really interesting. So anyway, and he talks about a certain kind of investing called momentum trading or swing trading, and based on certain elements and factors, and this goes up and this goes down, and this has this much of that, and when this happens, then do that. And what he talks about a lot is rules. So he wants to take the emotion out of stock trading. And he's not a risky guy at all. He's quite conservative in that sense. He says, no, when it does this, and when it does that, and when it does this, and when it does that, then you could do this. He doesn't even say should. And he very clearly often says this is not financial advice, because I don't even know the rule. Like, do you need to be a certified financial advisor? Is that even a thing? By the way, I am not. I am nowhere close to a certified financial advisor. I'm not certified, I'm not financial, and I'm not an advisor. I'm not any of those things. But I got to say, I'm having fun with it. So he really brings the rules into this. And he says, if all these things, then do this. And then the best part is that he says, it's going up, you're making your profit, great, great, great. But then he says, I'm going to give you one technical term. It's called a trailing stop loss. And what that means is, as your stock price is going up, let's say you buy it at $10, and it goes up, it's at 11, it's at 12, it's at 13, yay. So then he says, the trailing stop loss is the automated system when you are going to sell your stock. So it's not when you feel like it. It's not when you think it's a good time. It's not when your gut tells you. No, he wants you to go up as high as it's going to go up. And then he wants you to set up this automated trigger that when the stock decreases a certain percentage, and I think sort of the general number is 10%. I think he often does smaller, like 5 or 7. But let's say with that stock that I bought at $10 a share, and it goes up to 17. Yippee yahoo, right? Isn't that a wonderful? Yes, it is. Totally wonderful. Wow. Okay, sorry. We're going to now take a break from our sponsor, the crows. I just drove by a dead deer on the side of the road, and there were like 7 crows eating out of its carcass. Okay, there you go. That was a word from our sponsor. the crow feeder, the dead deer. Yeah, I am in Texas after all. So back to the rule book. So let's take 10% because it's easy. So the stock went from $10 to $17, selling at 17. And let's say that's the height. Great. But how do you know it's the height? And how do you know when to sell? So then what a trailing stop loss does is it trails the price up to 17. And then let's say it goes down 10%. So what is that? That would be $1.70. So from 17, it went down to, what is that going to be? $15.30. So now it's at $15.30, which is a 10% decrease from its height. So if you had sold at 17, yippee yahoo, great for you, lovely. But how do you know that's the height? You don't. But you do know, okay, that was the height, and then it goes down 10%. So it went from 17, 10% of 17 is 170, minus that is 1530. So it is going to automatically sell your shares at 1530. And you're going to have a profit. Remember when we bought at 10? So you're going to have a profit of that 530. You might say, if you're a greedy type, you might say, I want a profit of 17. And I'd say, sure, we all do. That's great. So the thing about the trailing stop loss is, let's say it goes down 5%. So if you set it for 5, then it's going to sell at 5. But if not, maybe it goes down 5, but then it goes up, and then it keeps going up. Then it's up at 18, then it's up at 20, then whatever, right? It keeps going up. Great. You still haven't sold yet. It only sells when it goes down to 1530, based on the 17. If it goes up to 20, then it would have to go down to 18 to go down to 10%. Okay, I'm getting way too much into the technical aspect of it, but I think the mathematician in me as well enjoys the math of it. And I like the gambling, the risk of it. I kind of am a bit of a risk taker, a gambler in that sense. I think that's kind of fun. So there you have it. This is my little Tuesday talk coming to you from Highway 165, leaving Austin, Texas, and talking about people who are passionate about stuff. And this Felix Preen, he's passionate about the stock market, and I love it. And he's a pleasure to listen to. He's sort of an oddball, and he's born in Germany and lived in London. He has a very British accent. He's born in Germany. You hear that occasionally, a little German accent in there. And he's an interesting guy, and he talks about his dogs and his cats, and he's very friendly, and it's good. He's a great teacher. There you have it. There's my passion, perseverance, and patience. So I'm passionate about this topic. I persevere. I keep going. I keep learning about it. And I'm patient, especially being patient with stuff like the stock market. I don't make emotional decisions, or try not to, and I wait until the rules kick in, and then it does what it does. So there you have it. Since I didn't film this, I'm going to see if I can get I taped, old school. I recorded 10 minutes of the highway the other day somewhere in New Mexico. So I'll try to put that as a background if I get to it. Other than that, what are you passionate about? Let me know in the comments what you're passionate about and why. And do you then share that passion with others? And might others be also interested in the same passion? And how will you ever know if you don't share your passions? All right. Bradley Charbonneau coming to you out here from I don't know where, somewhere in Texas, from Repossible Podcast and YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. You know what to do. See you next time. Bye for now.